Welcome, welcome, everybody. It's your girl, LeAnne Dolce, your Chief Self-Love Officer over here at the Wake Up Happy Sis Show. This is a special edition of our show. I know y'all not used to seeing me up this late, but I wanted to let you guys know about a special thing that I have going on. I've just launched this amazing anthology called Gumbo for the Black Woman's Soul. And tonight I wanted to introduce you to a few of the authors, the amazing women who I've had the pleasure of working with for the past couple of months to bring this anthology to life. So I'm going to bring them to the stage and we're going to welcome them. And we're just going to have a discussion. If you have any questions, feel free to come on in the room of our show. Put your questions. I need everybody's. Anything else you got going on? I'll be on mute. All right, great. So welcome Roberta, Tamara, Stephanie.
Hey.
So these are three of the ladies. First, I just want you guys to each introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, so that the audience can so people can get a feel for who you guys are. I'm just going to go round robin. So, Roberta, you're up first.
Oh, well, I am Roberta the Tool Lady from the Midwest, actually, very Midwest, Oklahoma. So that says a whole lot about me. I'm a very small town girl, and resilience has been more than the tone of my life. So I'm excited about this book as well and getting it out to people.
Awesome. Thank you for being a part and thank you for being here tonight. Tamara, what about you?
Hello, everyone. I am Tamara Sidney. I'm gonna piggyback off Roberta. I
That's
am
okay.
I call it by country. I am in Jamaica most of the year and then I come back to the States. I'm originally from Kentucky. So Lexington, so I'm a small town girl too. With big dreams, and this book has launched me into just the second half of my life. I'm almost 50. I am a motivational speaker. I'm a mental energy therapist, and now I'm a published author. And,
Okay.
and I'm just looking for more to come. I'm just excited. 2024 has been all of that. Thank you, Miss LeAnne. You have set, I believe, everyone's soul on fire with this. And ladies, let's just go. Let's just run with it.
Hey.
Awesome. Thank you for being here and thank you for the kind words. So,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Walker, and I'm here in Georgia by way of Hetzeba, Georgia. I am a native of South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. I, too, excuse me, I'm a motivational speaker, advocate, and activist for sexual and domestic violence. I am a survivor, and I chose to turn my pain into a voice helping others in the community, not just in my community here but just around the world, wherever my voice with my story can help someone else break out their silence and their trauma is what I have done. And I have met Miss LeAnne, who have brought out another journey inside of me, allowing me to become an author now, a published author now. And I am excited with this new journey coming on, that leaving a legacy of my son. I am a mother to a son. I'm married. And just being able to leave a legacy for my child to say that his mother is a warrior and she came out fighting and she won the battle.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I
And
love it.
Aviella, I know Aviella's having some camera problems, but she's still going to tell you about herself. So Aviella, please introduce yourself.
Aloha from the sands of Maui, Hawaii. My name is Aviella. I am thrilled to be a contributing author for the Gumbo for the Black Woman's Soul anthology. And my story puts you front and center of some of my experience as an adult now who has aged out of foster care. So I take you back in time to when that thing started for me and I share with you some of my some of the things that tried to break me, you know, my experiences and everything. But then I come back around the corner and tell you about how I use those things to build a better reality for myself. So I am thrilled, and I am definitely here representing all of the foster care alumni. Y'all, our stories are vast, but I just want to shed light to my story so that we who happen to be members of alumni can have a voice, and also know that we're not alone and people are aware of some of the things that are happening while we are young.
Yes. Amen.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
I
Yes.
love it.
And
I love it.
every last one of these ladies has been through something traumatic in their life, but they did not let it take them out. They did not let it win. And they realized that there was so much more to their lives than their trauma, right? That they were so much bigger than the trauma they were left with. And that's what's in. Da, 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 da.
Yes.
They haven't even seen the print books. They've seen what it looks like in theory, but these are the very first prints of this book.
Awesome.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
look at how fabulous.
I
Oh, and
love
then
it,
on the back, you get to see all of the fabulous women that are a part of this anthology. There's 10 amazing women, 11 fabulous stories. We also have an intro that was written by Dr. Evelyn Bethune, who is the granddaughter of Mary McLeod Bethune of Bethune-Cookman University. Okay, she is, look, I ain't even gonna hold y'all. The whole book is fire. Okay, the whole book is life-changing. It is transformational. And you need to head on over and pick up a copy. And I know you're wondering, well, LeAnne, where do I go and get it? Bam, I got you. Don't worry about it. TheGumboAnthology.com. TheGumboAnthology.com. Head on over, pick up a book, pick up 3, 5, 10, however many you want. Right? This is a book that Black women need in their lives. If you've suffered through or are still suffering through trauma, let these women show you how they turned their trauma into triumph. Right? Aviela lives in Hawaii, 6-figure earner. Okay. If you read about the things that she went through in her childhood, she's been through some things that would break most grown people when she was 12, right? So we're going to talk to all of the ladies, and I just want them to tell you a little bit about their story. So what I want to start with, we'll start with you, Tamara. What made you want to join the anthology?
I have been doing live shows. It's a one queen show. It's convoluted conversations, and it's things that I talk about on stage that people are losing touch with because there's no discussion in the homes.
Yeah.
And so as I was doing that, I came across the anthology, and it was like, let's tell your story. Let's tell how you even got to this point where you're brave enough to stand on stage and explain to these people that, you know, situations happen in the home, outside the home, school, religion, you know, pretty much anywhere on the street. Women are being hushed, violated, told to shut up, told to not speak about it, told you're lying on a situation. I mean, you know, we as Black women have been through a lot. So with me and my story, it starts with my first trauma, which I was 5 years old. And it was the first time that I was lessoned, because I'm not giving everything away. Y'all got to read it, buy the book.
That's right.
But
That's right.
I was taught the lesson of resilience. And through that lesson of resilience, I was shunned a lot because it came to a point where it was my word and my feeling against what somebody was doing or saying to me. And I used that to put me in the situation of my own empowerment. And I had to go through a lot of hoops and a lot of hurdles, a lot of back door, go through the back door to come out the front. I did all of that within trying to prove who I really am. And now I am Tam. That's the name of my company. That's the name of my life, my love, and that's how I move. And I applaud any woman that can transform anything that harmed them or sent them into being a prison in their own body, in order to come out of that and win and work and win and work again. Because if we don't do it, who else is going to do it? And I love to be crowned, and I love to crown my queens, my fellow queens. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. All right. Well, thank you. And if you want to read more of Tam's story, because she said she is Tam, that's what we're going to call her. If you want to read more of Tam's story, get the book. Get the book. That's all you got to do. Get the book. And if you're like, oh, I can't even wait for a book to be shipped to me, I'm about to let y'all in on a little secret. If you head on over to Amazon, you can get the ebook for free. You can get the ebook for free. Because I want these stories to be told. I want the messages and the support to be passed along to our younger women, our older women. Women are still out here being trafficked every day, kidnapped, murdered by men because they don't want to date them, sexually assaulted by family members, right? We are living through so much, and the lesson is always resilience.
Always.
There's a lot of breakage. There are a lot of broken women who go to work every single day and they put on that smile and inside they're broken. And this book is to help y'all get through. This is the book to help you guys get through, because you've got 11 amazing chapters, plus my fabulous introduction, plus you've got the foreword by Dr. Evelyn Bethune that really is going to help minister to your spirit. This is Gumbo for the Black woman's soul. And every story is a different necessary ingredient in that gumbo. This is that stick to your guts soul food, not soul food. Soul food. So, Miss Stephanie, tell us about your story, a little of your story, and why you joined the anthology.
Well, I joined the anthology because, as I spoke earlier in my introduction, I have been a speaker for the past 10 years, and I have traveled and, excuse me, being able to go before the Senate in Washington, D.C. has been a major opportunity for me, for my voice to be able to be heard, dealing with injustice in my life, being a victim to sexual violence. And I had just been speaking out for the past 10 years, telling my story, and I hadn't put it on a page yet for those to read. And that was one of my biggest goals, is to write a book. And I did not want to just get started because I didn't know how, because I had never written a book before. So just strolling through one day, I came across LeAnne, and she put that opportunity out there. And it was like, everybody had been asking me, Stephanie, when are you going to write a book? When are you going to write a book? And I always would say, when God is ready for me to do it, when God is ready for me to do it. And when I came across LeAnne's page, it was something that just stood out to me. And it was like screaming, excuse me, it is time. It is time. And I reached out to her, and I can tell you, from the time that I embarked on this journey, it has been nothing but encouraging and encouraging not to give up, to keep pushing through, because your story needs to be written. Somebody needs to see you. Somebody needs to read who have not heard you. Somebody needs to read your story who have dealt with injustice, who have dealt with sexual abuse, who have dealt with domestic abuse, but who is a parent that is out there, how to cope and know that they do not have to give up. Because that was one of my things, is one of my biggest encouragements was not to give up, because I had to be a mother. I had to breathe for my son. And he was my biggest encouragement, because before, when I would go through trauma, when I would go through the trauma of living what had happened to me, the only encouragement that I had was was Stephanie. And if I died, who was going to really tell my story? The only story would be the story of those who are telling their side.
That's right.
But when God gave me my child, and I was re-traumatized all over again, it showed me that it was time to step out on grace, tell your story, let others hear it, but in a way that there's healing at the end, that there's triumphs at the end. And when people say you don't look like what you've been through, I don't walk like what I've been through. And
Come
that's
on
what
now.
made me actually want to start out with this journey and push it through until the end. And here we are.
And here we are. We have an actual book.
Yes.
And the one thing that I think is really important here is that, especially when you've dealt with sexual assault, um, injustice in your life, when you have a child, you now have two ways that you can go. You either go overboard and you're super overprotective, and now that child lives in a bubble
Yeah.
and they're not going to be able to grow properly, or you
Excuse me.
that, hey, what are the things that I can do to help protect, guide, and steer my child so that
Mhm.
hopefully what happens to me doesn't happen to them? Right.
Yes.
And I love that you, Stephanie, took that other path in making sure that you were living in a more healing space so that you can be there for your child, to help him grow, to direct him, to make sure that he doesn't get those same injustices that you got.
Yeah.
So I
Thank you.
love that. So thank you for being here as well. Aviela,
Aloha.
tell us tell us a little bit about your story and why you decided to join the anthology.
Absolutely. So, as I alluded earlier, I am someone who's aged out of foster care. And for me in life, how that showed up, I think, in the greatest way is I was terrified to become a mother. I was terrified to become a mother because of my understanding that mothers can't always protect their young. My understanding that um, other people's choices can really impact, right? And
Mhm.
so just being terrified to even allow myself to experience, what some people might consider, one of the greatest gifts of living, some, not all, but mainly because of the fear that I was wrapped up in from the experiences that I had. You know, my chapters are pretty much about, the first chapter is pretty much about going from survival to kind of purpose, or purpose driven wealth, right? Where I kind of dive into my journey. But then I'm talking about embracing transformation. So people may not know this, but just a little bit more in me, because I want you to read the book. But, I wasn't always at six figures. I was homeless before, on my own, out there in the elements. And I
Mhm.
was young, you know. Um, and then that behavior repeated as an adult, and I've shared before the statistics, like 40% or more of people who age out of foster care end up either homeless, in prison or dead. So because I wasn't even aware of these statistics. Now, this just came to me in this process of going through this anthology journey. And I'm just like, wow, when you realize that it's systematic, like somebody tried to destine my life for me. I said, oh, hell no, you will not. I have other options. And I'm trying my best not to get too emotional. I feel my voice fluctuating because I was mad as hell. You know, that's not a good look.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not a good feeling. It's not a good reality, you know? And so for me, the anthology, and LeAnne will tell you, when we first came, I was like, I'm already happy, girl. I wake up happy, sis.
She was like, I don't know if this anthology is really the right place for me because I'm already healed. I was like, you know, I understand, friend. But I think you can tell your story and you can be encouraging. Because let me say this for everybody. There's no such thing as I am healed.
Right.
Healing is a journey. It is not a destination.
Healing.
Because something can always trigger you back to that 12-year-old, that 5-year-old, that 20-year-old, that 30-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
It is a journey. We are always in a state of healing. That's why they say once an addict, you're always an addict. You're just healing.
Right.
You are healing. You're recovering. Right? That's where we all are. But what we've realized is now, like Aviela said, we have other options besides just giving in to that pain and that trauma and the hurt. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, Aviela. Go.
No, that's very valid. I appreciate that, you know, because this word institutionalized, I've always heard that refer to someone that's in the prison, and you think of a prison as a building where it's cold and they don't feed you well, and there you have a number assigned to you, and you know all of the things. But your mindset could be in prison also.
Right.
And that's what I was trying to buck against. You know, I'm a Gemini. We are thinkers. We are analytical. How dare you tell me how to think? I don't subscribe to your version of how I should think. And I never will, right? From young, it got me in trouble. Me and Miss Stephanie, we know this word called incorrigible. Ain't that right, Miss Stephanie?
Yes, ma'am.
Look, the people who know, but they was throwing that word around like ramen noodles when I was young, you know.
15 years old and
taught
throwing
me
it in
something
court.
like that. I don't even know what it means. I had to go to the dictionary and look that thing up. It means hard to handle. Well, you're that gum right. I'm hard to handle if you expected me to live in this little box and be condemned and limited and chained to your course of action on my life. So y'all look, I need y'all to get that book, you know, because that book, inside of it, there is all kinds of the language, the real, you know, there's some hell no moments. There's some girl moments like what the, you know, WTF mom, all of that. But these are our stories, and our stories are reflections of your stories. Yeah. I know that there are people out there that are in alignment with what we went through. We just haven't been heard. And so to answer the question again, basically, I wanted to give voice to my brand of trauma, my experiences as I go before others to light a path for them so they can see their way through it as they're going through it. Because nobody was there for me. And I, you know,
that's right.
I have to be clever with mine. That's what it is for me.
Well, and we thank you for being here. Right?
Yes,
for being here, not just here with us tonight, for being here. Because at any time, any one of these women could have chosen that, you know, today is the day I'm not going to be here on this earth, on this, in this life anymore, because of the things that have been trying to stop them. Right? Like Aviela said, institutionalized is not just a place. Sometimes it's here. It's always here first. They've had us institutionalized since slavery.
Right.
Right? They've had us institutionalized since slavery. Slavery never ended. It just shifted. It pivoted how they put it out to us. It's up to us to change. That's right. It's up to us to be the change that we want to see in this world. And that means sometimes you have to face those demons head on. If you've ever listened to me on my show, you know I talk about walking into the storm like the bison. They head into the storm instead of going the other way. So they're going to get through the storm faster. You can see with your eyes what's coming directly at you so you can prepare for it. That's what we do here. So our last person up, Miss Roberta, tell us why you joined the anthology and a little bit of your story.
Okay, I was counting everybody and I was enjoying everybody's story. Well,
I know you thought I was gonna let you go. You thought it. I know what you thought.
um, well, basically, a little bit of combination. The book is named Gumbo, and that's perfect because it is a combination of everything that attracted me to it. I've survived several traumatic experiences. Abandonment as a child. I was reared by my grandparents, but it wasn't my mother, I'll say, or my father. So that still left some type of residue, in my soul. Then as I got older, of course, I wanted a relationship, and I wanted the idea that I could create one, but that wasn't really true, was it? So I got married to a really abusive guy. I had 4 children. Throughout that time, I escaped from him, and I didn't say divorced him and moved. I said escaped. So uh, that was some of the stuff that I brought to the gumbo. Now, I didn't per se write on that because a long time ago I decided that I was going to forgive him, and I was going to have some forgiveness, and I was going to embrace my today. I
Mm-hmm.
learned that today's are not promised, see, and yesterday is gone, but
Yes.
today's are just not promised. So I had started practicing mindfulness. I lost my sister, my youngest sister, only sister. I got some half sisters, but certainly that one sister, and I don't like to say lost, she died. I'll say the truth about it. She died 8 years ago, and from that I just learned that, hey, I have to learn how to appreciate right now, and I have to let go of some things that I was packing around. So that's what I brought to the gumbo, and that's what attracted me to it. So I brought some mindfulness, some forgiveness, some
Yes.
living in your now, your true now, and embracing what's going on right now. Not looking back and not looking too forward, because I've learned that tomorrow we don't never know. So that is what I have brought to the table to season this dish of gumbo. I was trying to think, which would it be? Would it be the rice, maybe? Uh, you know, because you got to have some rice to kind of ground it and make it the way
Yes.
it fills your stomach
Mm-hmm.
and weighs you
Mm-hmm.
down, so you take one of those good naps. So I
That's
think that's
right.
what I might have brought to the gumbo.
All right now. All
Right.
right.
And that
Very critical. You can't have, look, don't serve me no gumbo without no rice. Don't play.
that's right.
Do
That's
not play.
Girl,
right.
that ain't gumbo.
Right?
That's soup.
That's soup.
That's soup. Okay.
That's right. So
That's
I
soup. Don't
think
that,
that
what
might
is
be.
this? That's soup by myself.
I think I
So we
brought
know
the
who's the
taste.
spicy sausage, Leanne.
But
Definitely me.
Come on.
that is
Come
what
on
that's
now.
that's what attracted me. I've loved the experience. I really appreciate it, because each time
She froze.
I think so.
Devil is a liar. Loser.
We're gonna give her a second. She'll be back in a second. She froze for a second.
Loser.
I love this. I love y'all. I just want to put that out there to the world that this is the most inspiring life journey that you could ever dream to have.
Yes. One of the things, my goal, because I want to talk a little bit about my goal with this anthology. Putting this anthology was not even an idea I had, right? This was an idea put upon me, right? A mission that I was set into. And what I wanted to build was not just another anthology where, hey, I give you, this is what we're writing on, give me your chapter, and we never talk again until it's time to buy books. No, what I wanted to really build was a sisterhood, a community of support, because sisterhood in our community is a necessity. It is how we get over, it's how we get through, it is how we get a little bit of reprieve from some of the bullshit we're left with every day, right? That sisterhood, that support, people who are not going to judge us, but who are going to lift us up when we're low, chuck us in the chest when we fucking up. And yes, I do cuss on this channel. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to read a passage out of Aviella's story. Okay. Now you're going to have to read to get the real full context. You're going to have to buy the book. But we're going to start here. It would be years before I learned the full truth of what happened during those lost months. In a moment of vulnerability, my mother revealed the depths of the betrayal. The very system that had torn me from her arms had also exploited her, forcing her to pay for the privilege of my incarceration. The classes they mandated her to take, the fees they extracted, all while I languished in their care. The weight of this revelation was staggering, but it also served to further fuel my determination to rise above the injustices of my past. This transformation was neither swift nor easy. It demanded everything of me, every shred of courage, every bit of clarity and vision, and an unwavering conviction in my values and capabilities. These were not the pillars upon which I rebuilt my life. These were the pillars upon which I rebuilt my life, leading to the eventual triumph, not just in business, but in crafting a life marked by freedom and defined on my own terms.
Whew, I got chills.
And y'all tell me that ain't something that you like, oh, okay, this is what we have here. Right? Like you're not these are not the stories that your grandma and them used to read to you at night. This is real life. This is real life. But what we try to do is not focus on the trauma, because it's not about the trauma. What it's about is how we made it through. What are the lessons that we learned? How did we find that resilience and that courage and that vitality back within ourselves that allowed us to get through, keep going, keep learning, keep striving, and to make it to where we are today? Right? Yes. That's what it's about. You know, that's what it's about. What about this? This is from Stephanie's. Yet even as I fought to build a life on my own, the wounds inflicted by my family continued to fester. I felt like an outcast, the black sheep whose existence was only acknowledged when it served their interests. The weight of their rejection and the unresolved trauma left me feeling lost and alone, yearning for a sense of belonging and acceptance. The void left by their abandonment ached like a physical wound, a constant reminder of the love and support I had been denied. With a heavy heart, I made the difficult decision to leave behind the familiar and set out for Georgia. It was a leap of faith, a chance to start over in a new place where the shadows of my past might not follow. Come on, Tim. Come on now. Oof. Like these are deep. We're gonna go on to Tamara.
Yes.
Look,
I'm snapping too, ladies. I'm snapping too.
Okay. And I'm just picking, like, okay.
But she's going.
Okay. Yet even as the searing sting of her hatred seared its way through my flesh and deep into my soul, a defiant spark flickered to life in my core. A resilient ember burned defiantly, fueled by the unshakable belief instilled in me by my father's loving guidance. He nurtured the intrinsic gifts that terrified my mother: the probing intelligence, the insatiable thirst for understanding, the unwillingness to accept boundaries or limitations. Where she sought to extinguish the brilliant flames of my potential, he fanned them with a steady stream of encouragement and faith in my abilities. The journey to self acceptance is not an easy one. There are days when the weight of her words threatens to drag me down, to extinguish the flame of hope and resilience within me, but I refuse to let her win. I refuse to let her darkness consume me. Instead, I choose to rise. I choose to shine brilliantly, to illuminate the world with my brilliance and my strength. I am a beacon of hope, a testament of the power of resilience and self belief. Come on now. You're telling me that y'all don't want to read and learn more about this? Head on over to the gumboanthology.com. Get your order in today. It's free shipping. Free shipping. Like I said, free shipping. Get the book. Support Black authors, Black women writers. Buy a couple of books so that you can give them to your sisters, to your mothers, your grandmothers, your aunties, your cousins, your mentees.
Your daughters when they
I was
get
gonna say,
18.
That's right.
your daughter, she's going off to college.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
The neighbor girl down the street who you see, you know she's going through some things.
Mm-hmm.
She might
The
not know how to
mission,
talk,
you
but
might
just give
have
her that
right.
book. Might do
Church,
something.
missionary places, adoption centers, those, like, come on, right? This book, these words need to be in the hands of the masses. And we need your support. We need your support to make that happen. So we want you to join us at the launch party. Right? So we're having the Gumbo launch party Tuesday, August 27th, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be live. We are going to be having fun. We're going to be reading more from the chapters. The authors are going to be reading them themselves, not me. I'm not here to shine. I'm here for them to shine. I did this so that their stories could be told. Right?
Right.
And if you buy a copy of the book and you have it in hand, you're going to get VIP treatment at the launch party. We're doing a prize giveaway, and every book you purchase gets you a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get you a ticket. And you're going to want this because this is some self-care. This is some wellness. This is some fun, some goodness, some whatever you want to call it. This is an experience you need to have for yourself, for your sister, for your wife, for your mother, for your friends. Right? We need you guys here to help us make this a reality. Our goal is to sell 1,000 books between all of us. They have their own individual copies, as you see on this flyer. They have the same copies of the book, but with their cover on them. You can also purchase from every single one of our authors. We're going to give you that opportunity on that day. You can buy from whomever you desire to buy from. If you like, oh, okay, Roberta, cute over there. I'm going to buy her book. Samantha, China, or Nanette, right? We've got 10 amazing women. Let me close this so y'all can see. 10 amazing women who have come together, bore their souls, been very vulnerable. And that's our superpower, is our ability to be vulnerable. That's a superpower. It's not a weakness.
Yes.
Yes.
We can tell our stories so that the next person can be helped, so that somebody knows that they're not the only one going through this, and that there is somebody who's been there who can be their hand out of hell right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what we're offering. But we need y'all to help us. This is going to be a party. This is not going to be a sad day. These are not sad stories. This is not a sad book.
It sure ain't.
This is a season of celebration, of triumph, of resilience, of the power of sisterhood. Those traumatic experiences were small parts of who we are. We're no longer letting them define us. We all have a story to tell, and we want you to help us celebrate it. And maybe you'll be inspired to be in 2025's Gumbo for the Black Woman's Soul.
Mm-hmm.
You can come, you can ask the authors questions about their experience, because this is a partnership. We're all in this together.
Right.
This isn't a me or them, an us or them. This is a us.
Us.
We're a collective.
Us all.
So with that, we want to thank y'all. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to share?
I
Buy
just
the
want
book,
to
it's gonna
say,
bless you.
I just want to say, to echo what you're saying, each of us needs all of us.
That's
Like
right.
each of us needs all of us.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I'm
Just
grateful for all of the ladies that I've met through this experience. I'm grateful for the women that we're going to meet through their engagement with this
Mhm.
anthology. Don't cut
Mhm.
yourself short. Don't do it. There's so
Don't
much
do
more
it.
than just the stories in the book on the other side of your purchase, right?
Right.
It gives you access to community. So I just want to encourage everybody to kind of pay yourself first and make a small investment in this anthology to help unlock your abundance.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Invest in
right.
yourself.
You gotta
Mhm.
invest in yourself at the level at which you expect results.
That's right.
We don't the goal of this is to help somebody. There is somebody right now who is crying. There's somebody who's hurt. There's somebody who feels betrayed, who feels lost. They
Mhm.
feel like today might be the last day on this earth because their life isn't worth living, that nobody loves them enough, and no one's gonna miss me anyway.
Right.
How do I know what that girl said? Because I was her at one point in my life. My story ain't even in here. I might jump in the next one. I don't know. Right?
Right.
There's space for you. You might read this book and be like, wow, these women were so brave to step up and tell their story. Most of which who've never told these stories before. And a
Nope.
couple of them tried to back out after they had already started the process. Okay. They was trying to back out. No. You're not gonna let the devil win and to let that inner hater. My inner hater's name is Ricky Bobby. We're not going to let our inner haters win anymore. Okay, Andre, we got a question from Andre. Andre said, where do the concepts for your stories come from? Is it your personal experiences or people you know? Every last one of these ladies are telling their own stories.
Here.
These are not
Mhm.
secondhand stories. These are their own stories of their trauma and their rise from that trauma to triumph. So these are their own stories. So
I
we would
want
love,
to.
Andre, for you to get a copy of the book so you can learn more about their stories. Their stories are amazing. Okay. I just want you to know that their stories are amazing. And thank you for asking your question. Any last words you guys would like to say?
No, but we want to thank you for those who support us. We're going to thank you in
Yeah.
advance for supporting us, and
Yes.
thank you in advance for whichever story that you connect yourself with. Be able to walk into your first journey of being able to break through,
Yes.
or he'll pass it on for someone else to have their breakthrough.
Yes. And
Right.
welcome, Elaine. We're just about to end before you jumped on. How are you?
Well, I was I fell asleep early because I took some meds. And I didn't see I didn't see the offer for the meeting. I missed it altogether. Oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to see this again?
Yes, you will. You will. This isn't going to be our last time going live together. But
Oh,
if you
I
want to,
want it to look better than this.
well, look, what we're going to do, we have other shows, and we're going to come back to when you can be fully together and prepared, and
Oh,
we'll have another live. So you don't worry. Elaine, I got you.
oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm moving on.
But what I wanted you to
I
see,
got the book I
Elaine,
ordered from
wait,
Amazon.
wait, oh, you got yours?
Yes, I
Oh,
got the regular book from Amazon already. I got it today. Do you want me to hold it up?
yes, yes.
Oh,
Hold
let
it
me
up,
go
girl.
get it. Let me go get it. My son is reading it.
Yes, and let me
Hold on.
say that this book isn't just for women.
Let me
So
hold
that
the
was
book up
a good thing
for a
that she
minute.
said.
We're in the
Her
meeting.
son is reading it. This book is for everybody. Andre, where do we order the book? It's at the bottom of the screen, Andre.
Thanks, Andre, for your support.
Thanks, Sandra.
Gumboanthology.com. Andre, I'm
We're
going
gonna
to
give
put it in
Andre
the
some
chat
snaps. Tell him thank you.
Oh
at
my
Wake Up
goodness.
Happy Sis. You can follow me on Wake Up Happy Sis on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can then find, if you go to thegumboanthology.com, you can learn about every single one of the authors in the book. You can connect with them individually, and you can follow them as well. So thank you. And thank you,
Go, Elaine.
Dorothea. Congratulations, ladies, on your success in your
Thank
book.
you.
Thank you.
That's one of my
Yes, and thank
sisters.
you. Thank you. She said you'll be purchasing and can't wait to read it. Yes.
Yes.
Sure. You said that's one of your sisters?
That's one of my sisters in Christ here in Georgia. Thank you,
Okay.
Dee. Thank
Well,
you.
Dorothea, make sure that you get that book directly from Stephanie. You can order from me too, but I'm a believer of ordering from your people.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to Stephanie's link and get that book from Stephanie, and then you send your people over and buy the book from me.
Awesome.
And every person who buys a book, regardless of whether you bought it from me or from one of the other ladies, you're going to be entered into a drawing to win a nice little prize. Let's see that book, Elaine. Let's see that book. Ooh,
Woo!
yes.
Yeah.
I just got it today. I was enjoying it. And then I showed it to my son and he wanted to read some of the stories. So that's why I was sitting here. But I had taken something and fell asleep. And then I woke up just now and saw that the meeting was on. I was like, oh my gosh.
It's okay. It's okay, because you know what? We love you, we appreciate you, and we're gonna always hold space for you. This isn't gonna be the last time we're going to do this. We got the party next Tuesday, so make
Right.
sure.
I'll be ready then.
Make sure. No, put that in the regular comments, Stephanie.
Oh, really? Which
Can't
one?
see it there. Look up where, do you see where it says comments?
Is it this one?
There's a comments. I
Put
don't know.
chat, and then the comments should be on the right.
I see chat and I see more.
Because you want to put it in the comments. That will put it in the comments.
Yeah.
But she's saying she loves you too, Dorothea, and thank you to you too, Andre Thurman. Head on over to thegumboanthology.com. Get your copy. Again, that'll get you VIP access into our party next Tuesday at 8 p.m. And you're going to get into the drawing. You have to be a VIP to be in the drawing. And I'm giving away something sexy.
Oh, you're wrong.
And you must be present. Look, it's gonna be sexy. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You got to be present. and must be present to win.
Yes,
So
that part.
you got to be on the call to win. You can't just, think you don't show up and then you get to win. No, you got to be on the call to win. That's what we doing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my God.
Miss Elaine, no matter how you come on, you are beautiful, honey.
Amen.
Show
Say
your
that all the
Y'all,
beautiful
time.
face.
I just
Show that
love y'all,
smack.
but y'all don't know.
Come on
Did you
now.
see Uline so you can get your covers?
Huh?
Did you see the Uline thing?
Yes. So
They
everybody's
come
got
in colors, you know.
and we getting boxes from Uline so we can look. When I tell you guys, let me explain to you guys what's
They
going on.
got colors and everything.
They do. And they're giving
Mm-hmm.
you experiences. So when you buy the books from the authors, they're usually doing other things. They have some of them
Mhm.
have workbooks that they have bundled with their books. Some of them
Mm-hmm.
have affirmation cards, have other things, but they may be giving you other experiences, right? We all are
Absolutely.
getting unique experiences when you buy the books from us. Okay. You can go and buy it on Amazon. Amazon's not going to give you the experience.
No, it
Right.
won't.
Going to give you the book.
That's it.
We're giving you the experience.
Amen.
When you buy from moi, we have the book. We have I ain't even gonna tell you. Y'all just gotta go. You just gotta go to the website.
You gotta buy it.
You gotta buy it. I've got a t-shirt design for women. I guess I probably should have made one for men too, but I got a t-shirt design for women that says "Speak Your Truth, Sis." Okay, that you can buy and bundle with the book. You can buy multiples. These books are great for discussion groups. In the back of the book, there are questions and discussions in the back of the book. I'm already
Yes.
prepared
Yes.
for book clubs. There's 10 questions. So you've got more than enough questions to have a book club session. And if you
Mhm.
are a book club and you purchase 20 or more copies, your experience is going to be a book club in a box. And I'm going to have a little more curated experience for you that you're going to get with your books. You're going to get other things for your readers in your book club, get some ideas on, some snacks and other things that you can do. We're giving you custom bookmarks that have your business and your book club's name. Well, thank you, Andre. I will definitely follow you back. Thank you so much, sir. So these books can be in if you have a women's organization, right? If you're a sorority or an alumni group, if you're an employee resource, if they have a Black women's or women's employee resource group within your company, you can also pitch for them to buy copies of this for the Black employees at your business, right? If you're a nonprofit that supports Black women or just women, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are good for anybody, male or
Yes.
female. You're going to get lessons in this book.
And if I can add this, especially with the speaking that I do, with the men getting the book, one of the resources to the men is teaching them also the pain, hearing the pain from another woman's point. Because sometimes men date women who have been through that type of trauma, and
Mm-hmm.
because they see that person are in their today, they don't really know about their yesterday.
Mhm.
But those triggers that might happen inside of their relationship, or just sometimes on a daily basis, may not have anything to do with their relationship. Those triggers that might come in to come around or whatever might make her kind of like shaky or whatever. Reading that book, reading other women who have experienced certain aspects of relationships, being with a woman who have endured that, may help them look at her a little
Mhm.
bit different.
That's
And
right.
also, they may be able to turn it around, even though it's us women who are speaking. Men go through this as well, and
Yes.
they may be able to just change that
Severely.
gender around, and
Yeah.
it's reading, and they're reading about themselves, And they
Hmm.
may wake up and it's like, you know what?
Absolutely.
I need to go and get therapy, and so that I can be a better me.
That's
And
right.
Hmm.
this resonates to me,
Absolutely.
and I might need to be able to, now it's time for me to walk through a door.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
It's an opportunity to learn yourself. It
Yes.
doesn't matter what sex you are,
Mm-hmm.
because usually people they copy themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just like children see what they do, what their parents do. A
Hmm.
partner will, if they see you pushing to grow, they want to keep up with you.
Right.
So they look at themselves too. That's if they want to,
If you want
That
to.
free will makes it a little bit different. But if
Mhm.
they really care, then they also learn how to empathize with you,
Yes.
and see what your problems are and see if it's worth it for them.
Mm-hmm.
That way you're not wasting each other's time either.
Right.
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 Mhm.
Right. And that's super important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And also, one of the things that I think men can also get from this is just the understanding
That's what I was
that
going
Mhm.
to say.
we are we are all one here. We
Absolutely.
Everybody goes through something. Nobody can say that they've never lived had any trauma, any problem, anything, right?
Absolutely.
One, understanding how it impacts you, how you can be mindfully aware and support your partner who may be going through these kind of things right now
Hmm.
or living with the trauma after effects of it.
Absolutely.
Men want to be protectors and they want to be the ones to resolve the problems. Sometimes you can't.
Right.
Sometimes it's a
Right.
journey that they have
Hmm.
to take
Mm-hmm.
to their healing, their
Excuse me.
journey. But you along the way, you might glean something out of one of these chapters that says, you know what, I can do this to support her.
Mm-hmm.
And it might not be
Hmm.
your girlfriend or your wife, it might be your mother, your sister, your daughter, right?
Absolutely.
Your friend,
A
your
co-worker.
brother, a coworker,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they
Absolutely.
don't have to all be black. This is not a race thing. Now, this book is targeted towards us because it's our stories,
Right.
but there are other races of women who are going through the same things. They
Absolutely.
from this as well.
Oh God.
So,
Right.
so
Also, with this is something that I believe when anybody reads the book, um, they'll have a greater understanding not only of themselves, but you will be able to pick out things that people don't talk about. You will be able to
Absolutely.
pick those out in people, and some things will resonate with you because a lot of times, all the things that happen, my story just starts at 5, but I mean, I have a whole list. So a lot of
Absolutely.
those things are compounded issues that brings about different residue. So there's a lot of people walking around with residue that stems back from this initial trauma or this initial
Absolutely.
situation. So when you're
Hmm.
reading the book and you're seeing the development of the triumph, you can look at somebody and say, you know what, you they must have went through that, or they went through something similar like that, or that's why they believe that way, that's why they move
Absolutely.
that way, um it's more informative on the acknowledgement of things that we
Hmm.
hide, because that's what really this thing is. It's a lot of the
Hmm.
pain that we have hidden and we
mhm,
have shouldered this whole time, and there's other
Hmm.
people that is shouldering that, and it's very heavy for some. We
Hmm.
invite more women to come and do their story, because since we've been doing it, I know for me, I feel 20 pounds lighter just from the time I've started to write this
Absolutely.
story to now. And that's just
Yes.
because I was able to get it off of my chest. My story, as
Hmm.
she was reading, involves my parents, because they are your first initial um, um,
every
introduction to what life is.
Yes,
mhm,
it
So
is.
when they give you a bad introduction, what do you think the performance is going to be? You know,
Absolutely.
and sometimes if that is not acknowledged, if that is not acknowledging your mate, if that is not acknowledging you as being a bad parent yourself, you're
Come
going
on
to
now.
find out this
Yeah,
whole
hurt people hurt people.
Accountability.
redevelopment of what's going on. I call myself
Mhm.
the black sheep and the curse breaker, because
That's
you're
right.
not
Absolutely.
going to get me twice.
Come
You
on
hear
now.
me?
Come
You're
on
not
now.
going to get me twice. Now,
Yeah.
That's right.
I got traumas, but they're all different traumas, because you're not going to get
Absolutely.
me twice.
Yeah.
So, in order for you to block it for somebody else, to block it for your child, to 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 block it from your
You have to
mom,
face
your
it.
cousins, any of that, it's some things that you need to know. It's some signs that are really out there, but you're so
Mhm.
used to people around you living in trauma that sometimes you don't even see that it's a cry for help.
It's because it
Yeah.
becomes norm.
That's why you gotta take the mask off. You gotta
Yes,
take the
Yes.
mask off,
yes.
and it's like peeling an onion. It hurts so
Hmm.
bad. You know,
Hmm.
when you peel an onion, you cry, and when you do that, you realize that you're taking off a layer one at a time, so
Yes.
that so we do get delivered like that, and
Hmm.
that's the part that's so exciting. You know,
Right.
we spend so much time doing the vicious cycle, we don't even realize we're going through it over and over again. We just think
Right.
it's life, and I made it through that. So let's
Hmm.
Right.
go on to the next thing. But the lesson wasn't learned, and then you realize you're doing it over and over and over again. That's why they say hurt people hurt people. We we
Yes.
we cannot we cannot you can't help somebody until you learn to love yourself.
So,
And you
right.
can't learn to love yourself until you're transparent with yourself.
You better say that.
And that's a
Accept.
very, very hard thing to do. Very,
I
Accept.
very
like
hard
when
thing to do,
I
because
give you a
guess
clap on
what? You're going to spend a lot of time crying, a lot of time saying, that ain't me. And then coming to a
Crying,
place where you
drinking.
say, yes, it is. And then you got to go through that grieving process. So
Right.
don't get angry with yourself. Just keep going and encourage each other daily, because it takes more than one to, like they say, it takes what you make a village. And it's not just
Right.
children, it's
Right.
adults, it's all of us.
right.
This life ain't over until we learn to love each other just alike,
Yep.
with unconditional love. And that comes at home first with you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
One thing that was beautiful for me when we started this anthology, I started to speak out in other spaces and
Hmm.
disclose or
Hmm.
uncover my truth a little bit. And the miraculous thing to me is, from the leadership down, people had kind of like, oh, yeah, that's, I was also in foster care, or I'm this, and it's just
Hmm.
like, wow, that was a sense of validation, belonging, acceptance, all
Absolutely.
in the same experience. Whereas
Yeah.
I've always been peculiar in my mind, like nobody will
Hmm.
really understand what I go through, and I'm not finna talk about everything because nobody really cares. Um,
But they
and
do.
you see all these other people who are also successful in their own right. They've found a way to make a bridge from then to now.
Hmm.
That's the beauty. I'm really hoping that's what it does. This book does for others. It's like releases them, gives them acceptance, find them, like I was saying, a community that they're a part of, being able to put a face
Absolutely.
to it. Because I had never, and I do mean never, spoke about this until I did this anthology. Because it's not. I'm not proud of it. It's not, I'm not going to put it on a resume. I'm not going to tell a best friend because I don't want some type of pity party response.
Hmm.
You know, and you never know how people are going to hear what you're trying to say, because if it's coming from still hurt feelings, that's a different vibration than healing. Hurting is a different vibration, right? So I feel so much lighter myself, and it shows up in my day-to-day interactions, because I used to shield myself from humans, period, and blocking my blessings because I would interact with people. I would not let them get close to me. I would not listen in too much detail so that I wouldn't have some type of emotional
Hmm.
connection
Hmm.
with anybody, and I would not allow
Hmm.
same. Even with children, like there's something in me where kids look up and stuff, and they feel like they want to gravitate toward me, and I would energetically like strike it down and like ignore it. Well, that was hurting me inside, but I was not wanting to transfer any negative energy onto these other souls. And since I wasn't sure of how to measure whether or not I was doing that or not, or the effect of it, I just cut everybody out, you know? And that
Absolutely.
has a huge impact on my life. I don't have no friends, right? I don't, because I just wouldn't take the time to, one, make myself vulnerable, and two, allow even myself to be something for someone else until I came to this group. So I'll be claiming LeAnne low key as a friend. I hope it's okay. I do have a fear rejection still, but still, and that's a good feeling, like a whole friend. I didn't understand that word for all of my youth. Most of my adult life, I didn't understand what it meant. I didn't understand what it's supposed to be, how it was used correctly. All I knew is that people say they're your friend, they set you up, they do things, you know, which triggers the trauma, the experiences
all over again.
all over. Get out of the cycle, you know, and as I go through age and you know, start to becoming a wife and all these different things, you know, becoming an author. Now I'm responsible for my response to other people. That's huge.
That's
so I
right.
have to do the work. So this is an exercise and a demonstration for me in doing the work to recognize who I am, how I am, and understand my why. Why am I doing it? Because one of our big things I
What's
have a
the intention?
is it's hard to stick to the how if you don't understand the why. How
Gotta
was
have an
putting this
intention.
anthology together? Why? Because people need to hear our stories. But it would have been hard to stick to that. Get it done. Y'all know there were some times where we probably all was like struggling to get certain things done, right? But why did we get it finished? Because it's not about us. It was about
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And let me
Absolutely.
say this, and let me say this, right? As adults, we are responsible for our own healing. Yes,
That's
we
right.
are dumped with trauma. We are left with trauma. You know, we've got all these little pockets of trauma just locked away in our soul because we couldn't deal with it at that age. But you are 100% responsible for your healing.
Absolutely.
Sometimes your
Right.
parents gave you all that they had. They gave you the
That's
capacity.
right.
You're a
That's
gallon
right.
container, and all they had was a pint to give you. They
Absolutely.
couldn't give you more. They left you with the trauma because they were doing the best they
They
could.
could.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have to know, yes, they fucked you up, but it's your responsibility not to stay fucked up. Excuse my
Right.
That's right. That's right.
right.
That's right.
We have to know
That's right.
when it's up to us, because what we do is, like Elaine said, we put on that mask, and now we become who we think the world wants us to be
To be.
versus living authentically in our truth. And every one of our personality characteristics are really trauma responses. So you don't trust people. You know, I don't just go around other people because you're scared, right?
Right.
You're hyper independent because you didn't feel like you could trust people to do things for you,
That's right.
and they always let you down. So what did you learn? I learned I had to only rely on me.
Me.
Absolutely.
I'm an overachiever because I've always been trying to please my mother and father or whoever. So now I'm an overachiever because I really deep down don't feel like I deserve all of this. So I constantly go and try and get more and more and more so that I can feel better about myself, because really I don't feel like I deserve any of this. Right? All of these things are traumas that others have left us with, but we have the ability and we have the responsibility to heal ourselves. Nobody else can come and do that for you. Your journey is yours. I can't make Elaine better. Elaine has to do the work to make herself better. That's how she can say that I've been on this earth X number of years and I am not that person I used to be.
Right.
Right.
Come on now. Come on
Right?
now.
Talk about
That's
it.
what each of us can say. And that
Mm.
doesn't mean new trauma doesn't surface. I've shared
Come
some
on now.
trauma with them and with the world about finding out that my father, who wasn't my father, who never acted as a father, really wasn't my father, it was somebody else. And they both
Mhm.
did. So I lost the opportunity to even meet
Connect.
and
Come
connect,
on now.
right?
Mhm.
That's
That
hard.
brings about different trauma. I've
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
But what we don't do is we don't fester in it. We sit down and we lick our wounds and we process through it, but then we get the hell up
And
and we
show
head
up.
into that storm and we show up
Mhm.
and
Mm-hmm.
we
Mhm.
heal and we work on ourselves.
Mhm.
And that's
And
how
it's
we
never too late. It's never too late. As long as you're
never.
breathing, it's never too late. I'm not a young woman. And you know, there's a lot of women in my age bracket that have given up, that have walked into
Mm-hmm.
ministries and you know, they're working hard, they're running from place to place, thinking they're helping other people. And sometimes they put in some trauma on the people because they're messed up, you
Yep.
know?
Right.
And I remember when I was younger, you know, when I decided that I wanted to find out who I was a few years ago, you know, I've talked to some women now just promoting the book. I've been bold about this, and that surprises me.
Yes,
But
I love it.
you know, because I tell everybody, see, I have to take Uber to work and take it home, and I've just taken girls' numbers and giving them the thing to and sending them the promotion. And the girl was like, "Oh my God, I needed this," you know.
Mm-hmm.
I told about Aviella was talking about you know Asian out of foster care. And the girl said, "Oh, I did that." And she started to cry. And I
Mhm.
said, "Well, you need to buy this book." And I said, you need to become part of the community because this is what we're here for. You know, all of our experiences, and even though they're traumatic, it is for somebody else.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Right.
it is for somebody else. I remember when I was in my 50s and early 60s, I used to tell my children and different people, I'm telling you about this because I don't want you to grow up to be a mess like me.
That's right.
You know,
Right.
and now it's in a book, and so other people can see it too. You know, so I'm excited. I'm just happy to be a part of the anthology.
Yes.
Well, we are
Yes,
glad
ma'am.
you are
And
here.
me,
So we're gonna end
y'all are
this.
my family.
Oh, we connected now. We connected now. Now
Y'all
we have
cousins.
to end this because it is 10:30. It is 10:30. This was supposed to be over at 9:15.
Oops.
I'm so
It
sorry
is
I came
10.
in
No,
so
no, no.
late, but I'm
It isn't
glad
your
I
fault.
didn't miss it.
This is the
Well,
conversation that was supposed to happen.
Yes.
Conversations happen as they're supposed to happen, and we let them flow. But I do have a call. I got to call my cousin back. I got to, talk to my family. So I do got to get off of here. But
Okay.
this isn't going to be the last time that you will hear from these ladies. When the
No.
book is published, we're still going to be connecting. And like you said, this is a community. We want you to
Right.
be a part of our community. So
mhm.
if you have not purchased your book, head on over to thegumboanthology.com. Thegumboanthology.com is scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. You can purchase from me, or there's a about the authors page that lists every author that's in there. They each are selling copies as well. So you can purchase from anybody in our ecosystem. Okay. And when you purchase a copy, you get one ticket for every copy that you sell. And I'm going to be having a raffle on our launch party. That is when? Next Tuesday,
Next Tuesday.
8 p.m. Eastern. And maybe you don't know. Some of the other authors might toss some raffle stuff in there themselves. You don't know.
Mhm.
When you buy from one, you buy from all. So if you buy from any one of the authors, you'll get a ticket for each book that you purchase. That's going to enter you into the drawing. And as many prizes as we got, as many prizes we going to give away. I can't even tell you how many. Got to be there. Got to be there to win. Just know that these gifts are from our heart, and this book is from our hearts and our souls and our unique shared experiences, so that women know that they're not alone in this world, and you have a sisterhood of support right here at Wake Up Happy Sis. So with that, we are gonna go. I love all.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Aloha.
Good
And
Love
night. I love you.
y'all.
on
Love
the
y'all.
27th.
Mwah.
All right. Good night. Stay
Good
safe.
night.